What's going on, everybody? We have another box opening here, and this time we have... Whoop, not really in frame. Sorry, I'm kind of having to be a little zoomed in more now. We have Topps Chrome Anniversary Baseball 2025. A few things here. One, this is not a product that I've had a lot of luck with over the years. I've had some good luck getting some fun parallels, but in terms of short prints and in terms of autos that are anyone that have, frankly, you've ever heard of, not so great. But it did come out today. I have seen some interesting pulls out of this, and the cards look really good. The downside, as you can see, FedEx might have done me dirty. Got a little bit crushed down there. I'm not sure if any packs got damaged. So I'm actually going to, whatever packs are here, I'm going to kind of put them aside last, just so I make sure they're sequestered, just in case there's a problem, so that way I can potentially go to Topps if there's an issue. And since this is on video, that shouldn't be too much of a problem, or at the very least I will have some sort of proof that it happened. All right. Now, we're going here, and again, this is the section here. We'll put those to the side. Now, a couple things that you want to be looking for in this stuff. City variations are kind of the big short prints that they do in this, and they're doing them a little bit differently. We're just going to put these over here. They used to do like very similar to like the snack packs in Bowman, silver packs and flagship type stuff, where there's a separate pack that had these city variations in them, and they were rare, roughly around, if I remember correctly, again, it's been a little while, around one per case of those boxes would have a city variation pack. This year, they are doing it differently, and I actually like it, is that they basically insert a city variation once every 3 boxes or so. Just treat it like any other variation. There was also image variations in this, and make sure I'm not forgetting anything else. Double headers, cards that never were. Those are all things that you will encounter in this that are a little bit harder to pull, but ultimately this is kind of off the on-card autos that you see in here, as well as, you know, hitting some cool parallels or possibly some variations. So it's Christian Walker. What insert subset is this? Oh, Rails and Sales. That's kind of cool. I love Randy Johnson. The one thing I do like a lot about this product, a lot of parallels. This is green, some sort of, I'm not sure if it's green or they have a green swirl variation or something like that, but that's from Blake Snell out of 99, not so great in terms of the player, but I do like hitting parallels. Let's see how many we can rack up in one box, because the boxes I have seen of this, there seems to be quite a few parallels, and that bodes well. Oh, we got our auto, and my streak of crappy autos continues. We got Jackson Holiday, Angel Chevalier, and yes, Daniel Schneemann. That's exactly what I do. Well, that's exactly what I want when I buy this product, is to hit a guy that's probably never going to see the light of day after the year. That's just the way it goes. And again, hopefully we can hit some parallels. Maybe we can get a little bit lucky with a city variation, something like that. Otherwise, it looks like so far we are in for a bit of a bust in terms of the big hits. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't other hits that you want. There's top rookies in here as well. Maybe you get some parallels of those, image variations, etc., etc. But again, those are kind of tough to hit. And the checklist is so big in this stuff. 500 cards deep just for the base set alone. It's a little bit tough. I'm going to make sure I'm checking these just to make sure there's no hidden variation stuff happening. So it's just, if you're going after like a specific player and you buy a box, there's a very good chance you can be disappointed. I actually saw a whole case of this stuff, and not one base Nick Kurtz rookie was pulled, which is kind of tough. So you got Nolan Ryan, Tirso Nolis, Tristan Casas. Not seeing a lot of parallels, which is unfortunate. Maybe we can do a little better. Oh, I see blue here. Let's see. Garrett Crochet. We got Ivan Rodriguez. We got Cecil Fielder. That looks pretty refractory. And Billy Martin. Oh, I can think of a few Yankees fans that might actually want that. A little bit off-center, but at the same time, very cool card. Blue looks like a blue mini diamond out of 199. It's actually a bookend. 199 out of 199. That's pretty cool. And I'll just make sure I sleeve these up a little bit later. Billy Martin. They really put a ton of different people. Okay, we have some sort of X-Fractor in here, which is nice. George Kirby, Aaron Nola, Jeff Bagwell, unnumbered. I think these are 1 per box, I want to say. This X-Fractor type parallel here. Pretty cool. Let's see here. Schwellenbach. That's definitely something that I'm enjoying. I would enjoy having. So that's nice. Brian King, Tim Raines. I'll look at Rock in the Expos uniform. And Jose Barrios. And then let's see here. Jose Altuve. Thought about a guy who's fallen off. Chris Sale. I like the way these. I really do like the look of these cards. As much as I kind of bag on how much on the struggle bus I am with the actual hits and things like that. I'll have to go through and make sure I'm not missing any image variations or something. But by and large, just it's a really fun looking retro product that, again, sort of gets the chrome treatment. I think it's underappreciated in terms of the singles market, but I can understand why people don't necessarily want to buy the sealed stuff, because as you just saw, when your one auto is something terrible, I'm not sure which pack that was on, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. This thing's kind of crunchy, so we'll see if there's any damage to any cards in here. I hope not. I just think that in general, there needs to be a little bit more, I guess, exclusivity when it comes to who you give autos to. Oh, nice. Jackie Robinson, Brooklyn Dodgers. Next, we got some sort of rose gold, and that is going to be Carlos Correa. Has 75. That's a nice looking card. I like the rose gold as a color. I got a little excited because a lot of times in Topps products, this rose gold is usually numbered to 15, but not this time. Tyler Callahan. Let's see, Hayden Birdsong. That's who I kind of thought I was going to get the auto of. Ketel Marte, Paul Goldschmidt, Cameron Meisner. Rafi Devers. Chaz. Miguel Cabrera. That card looks a little strange. Oh, I'll look at it later. Yeah, looks a little weird. Felix Hernandez. King Felix. I hope he ends up getting to the Hall. He ends up getting the appreciation he deserves. Playing in that godforsaken place for as long as he did. Luis Arias. Tyler Phillips. Xavier Edwards. Freddie Freeman on the refractor. Gross. Let's see. Again, I do like the kind of the retro cards, but just for some reason, all the retro card products end up just being really tough to kind of get excited about in terms of collecting. We got Tyler Locklear, Michael Harris, Ichiro, Seiya Suzuki. Again, just parallels just haven't been of like the big time players that you would necessarily want. Auto is terrible. It's just, it can be a frustrating product. Let's see. Oh, we got some sort of pink here. I'm not really sure what that is, but we'll about to find out. Warren Spahn, that's cool. And I don't know what set this is, so I'm going to not spoil it too much yet. But first we'll look at the parallel. It is a Yankee, and it's Austin Wells. Numbered out of 100. Thomas's favorite. We'll make sure we get that to him. And what insert is this? Oh, this is the double headers. Interesting. Okay, this is a little different. These are a little tough. And having Mike Trout and Nolan Ryan on the same card is very cool. So that's actually a really nice pull. Love to see that. Centering is okay. Maybe a little bit off top to bottom. Yeah, very cool. I'll have to look and see exactly what the odds are. Odds have been kind of hard to find on this stuff, but I do remember that these are not particularly easy to pull. So overall, happy with that for sure. Let's see here. Cole Reagans, Jake Bloss, Kirby Puckett, Ryan Sandberg. Then we got Dalton Varsho, Al Lopez, Reese Hines, Max Muncy. And we hit another decent card before we run this thing out. Doesn't look, fortunately, despite my concerns, I don't see any damage on these packs here. So that seems to have worked out pretty well. Although I have to admit the cutting on these top edges I've noticed is a little bit rough. So if you're wanting to grade this stuff, I wish you the best of luck. Nico Horner, Adrian Del Castillo. Oh, Dylan Cruz rookie. That's kind of nice. All right, last pack. Let's see what happens. Nope, no color. Jackson Churio, Heliot Ramos, Adrian Gonzalez, Braves legend, and Willie Stargell. Well, there you have it. Again, I'm not the kind of looking at the odds of these doubleheaders, because if that's a particularly tough pull, then that's going to be a win. Otherwise, I mean, this box is kind of whatever, right? It had some fun cards in it, but the set's so big, and you just, if you don't have a chance, if your chances of getting a good auto are so small, this becomes a lot harder to justify as a hobby product. I was able to get this on pre-order, so the price wasn't too bad. You know, it's basically the equivalent of me buying 3 blasters just for funsies. But ultimately, if you're having to especially pay up to kind of on the secondary market, I'm not sure if I'd necessarily recommend this one. But if you're wanting to rip a blaster for fun, or if you have a little bit extra money and you want to rip a hobby box to kind of see some fun retro looking cards, then I definitely endorse that. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't go too crazy with this stuff, unless again you have a specific player in mind, in which case you should probably just go buy singles. Anyways, thanks so much. Bye.